There is a powerful reason why you sensed the urge to listen to this message at this very instant. It is not some chance occurrence that your intuition guided you here, because in your core, you already sense the reality. You know that an odd event took place yesterday. Pause and feel the weight of these words sinking in. There was an alteration in the atmosphere, an abrupt, weighty sensation, or a flash of dread that clashed with your activities. Sense the shift, even now. Maybe you were occupied in your routine, chuckling with a companion, or attempting to rest, when a sense of void struck your heart without notice. You are not inventing this. This abrupt unease does not originate from you. Rather, it represents the reflection of a profound emotional turmoil that another individual is enduring at a distance. This individual is suffering intensely due to you. When I mention they are faring terribly, I do not simply refer to missing you. I mean their inner realm has been rattled to its foundation. Yesterday, this individual sensed your essence more vividly than since you ceased communication. It matters greatly that you grasp the bonds linking two souls, ignore distances or blocks on digital platforms. Human bonds, particularly those penetrating the spirit, function as an interconnected network of conduits. When one end overflows excessively, the opposite end senses the strain. What struck you yesterday, that uneasiness prompting you to glance at your device for an absent reply, or that abrupt nighttime awakening with their name echoing in your thoughts, proved their barriers had crumbled. This individual invested much time erecting a barrier to pretend they feel indifferent. They attempted to persuade themselves they might proceed, and that erasing you was feasible. Yet yesterday, that barrier crumbled. All the force they suppressed, and all they withheld from you, erupted within them. The impact proved so intense, you sensed it within your form. Grasping this proves essential for your inner calm, since your mind probably sought a rational explanation for your low spirits. You may have attributed it to pressure, fatigue, or your personal ideas deceiving you. But your spirit distinguishes your personal grief from grief arriving from another. What you experienced yesterday served as a hushed plea for aid. In their isolation, this individual confronted the tough fact of your departure, and the burden proved overwhelming to bear. They recognize now no diversion succeeds, and the clamor of existence fails to silence your recollection. They navigate a shadowed period where the sole illumination visible is the glow you added to their existence. Though their ego or anxiety prevents them from rushing toward you immediately, their force has already journeyed. Their essence sought you urgently yesterday, explaining why you sensed observation or someone voicing your name in a vacant space. To comprehend why this collapse occurred yesterday instead of earlier, you need to absorb the pressing signal their spirit voiced to you. There exists an unseen mechanism that activated, clarifying why matters transformed dramatically on an unseen plane. Have you questioned why their image lingers in your thoughts recently? The solution lies in events from last night within their space and the vitality unleashed during the previous hours. If prepared to absorb this insight, type in comments you grasped the transmission. Yesterday stood apart for their sentiments. On an energetic plane, matters hit a crisis threshold. Picture this individual accumulating in a vessel, each recollection of you they conceal, each impulse to contact you they suppress, and each sob they restrain to appear resilient. Yesterday that vessel overflowed. The resistance they maintained versus your link shattered since they reached total fatigue. Sustaining an emotional deception demands vast vitality. Feigning that one vital to your spirit holds no significance ranks as the toughest labor possible. Yesterday they shed the facade. Likely you encountered a shift yesterday as well. Perhaps briefly you chose to release governance. Perhaps you stayed occupied enough to halt projecting energy of anticipation and concern. In the energetic domain, when you cease striving or anticipating, you form a vacant area. When you redirected focus away, even momentarily, this individual sensed the alarming void of your genuine departure. While you project vitality, they sense security. They sense possession of you nearby. This permits comfort and feigned detachment. But yesterday, a change occurred within you, sparking dread in their thoughts. They sensed genuine loss of you. It transcended rational consideration, yet registered viscerally. It resembled the atmosphere around them thickening. This individual might have joined companions or pursued fresh connections when abruptly they sensed emotional distress. Everything dimmed. Dialogues seemed hollow. Noises irritated. Their thoughts commenced equating others with you. They noticed none regard them as you did, and none comprehend them similarly. They surrendered the battle versus your remembrance. This vitality surge manifests as unease, lacking obvious trigger in routine. Matters at employment or regarding wellness might appear stable, yet they sensed catastrophe unfolding. That element involved recognizing time slips away and ego costs too dearly for solitude. They caught themselves gazing at their device, drafting notes they erased, or viewing your profile merely to confirm your presence. They acted from anguish and haste. Yesterday they perceived you intensely as walls shattered. When pride wearies of conflict, the spirit assumes command, and their spirit seeks solely return to you. The magnitude of sensations overwhelmed them with bewilderment. They doubted all recent decisions. They pondered reasons for departure or allowing chill. Remorse and sorrow weigh tremendously and devour them presently. That explains their terrible condition. It exceeds mere wording. It depicts their existing condition. They remain trapped in a tempest of conflicting emotions. They desire you, but dread. They long for you, but question reciprocity. They wish to communicate, but rejection terror halts them. This entire internal chaos directs enormous mental force your way. You received this potent transmission that caused your sensations yesterday. You stood in the direct line of their collapse. This individual attempted total mental exclusion of you, perhaps early rest or constant activity. Yet vitality resembles liquid. It penetrates inevitably. Yesterday the deluge completed. They acknowledged you form an indelible portion of them. This terrifies one evading emotions, transforming dread into the unease you detected. It reflects terror of one admitting grave error without repair knowledge. Yet that concern brought bodily evidence. It extended beyond mentality. Their form responded. There exists physiology and longing for another, activating forcefully yesterday. It impedes normal conduct. If viewing them solitary, you would observe your vitality dominating their resolve. The remarkable aspect of this link is it surpasses concepts. If observing now, we would note their form reacting uncontrollably. The physical self serves as keen detector. When spirit calls, the form replies. Their experience constitutes bodily response to your void. It transcends cognition. Their form displays indicators of craving your vitality. One frequent marker involves particular chest constriction. It avoids medical ache, but feels constricted as a grip compresses their core or breath shortens. This embodies physical form of unspoken expressions. Yesterday, this load intensified beyond disregard. They probably paused for deep inhalations, attempting relief from burden emotional rather than bodily. They sense internally distance from rightful place. Sleep disruption arises too, and abrupt awakenings at certain moments. This individual rests poorly. They may drift off from weariness, but lack profound rest. Yesterday, sudden alertness struck midnight. In nighttime hush, thoughts fixate on you. They shift restlessly, yet fixate on past and potentials. Their form reacts to your created space. They endure odd fatigue. Sleep fails to mend. Heaviness burdens them, and basic duties demand double effort. Internal conflict depletes reserves. Self-deception throughout daylight exhausts supremely, hence drained robotic movement. Observers note dimmed vitality, even palate and appetite altered. Digestion responds to separation strain. They may feel blockage preventing intake, or consume excessively without savoring. Yesterday meals lacked taste, since life delight ties to you mentally. Perceptions deceive them. They might glimpse you amid groups or catch your tone. Olfactory senses evoke your aroma suddenly. Their intellect hungers so fiercely for you, it fabricates instances. Yesterday they pivoted, believing your nearness. Absence amplified void. Their form pursues you as stream seeks ocean. This involves no sorcery. It follows natural principle. Grasping bodily reasons grants you serenity. We reference notions from Carl Jung for clarification. He proposed non-isolation. Minds avoid solitary isles, yet join vast shared consciousness sea. Termed collective unconscious. Envision vast unseen network uniting all. Picture yourself and this individual as distant trees. Surface shows separation, but subsurface roots intertwine. Via roots, signals pass. Injury to one affects the other, hence sensing without visual. Included is synchronicity concept, no coincidences. Instances where external reveals internal. Your random unease yesterday, or their favorite tune, indicated universe-affirming living connection. Signal story continues. Why intense perception of you yesterday? Ideas and emotions carry actual force resembling current. Thinking of one, or releasing, sends ripple via network. Yesterday your vitality altered. You ceased resistance, and shared area energy reached threshold. This individual tied by unseen cord sensed jolt. Spirit intercepted before mind blocked. Their turmoil aids development. Individuals flee profound links since mirrors. You mirror their terrors and love capacity. Fleeing you means fleeing self. Yet flight ends. Yesterday concealment failed. Suppressed vitality compelled truth-facing. No need for messages to connect. Genuine link occurs silently. Peace projects along cord to them. Yesterday they sensed pull. You seemed more embedded than prior. This reveals your strength. No waiting for device confirms link authenticity. You sensed pulse yesterday, and they did. That vitality persists, dismantling barriers, readying inevitable. Yielding to sensations. This raises tough query. Feeling deeply yet silent device? No contact? Paradox of quiet. Realize quiet signals struggle depth. Gulf exists between sensation and action. Heart to hand lies ego. Presently, ego labors fiercely. They fare poorly, battling internal conflict. Heart seeks you, fear blocks. Dread rejection or frailty. Paralysis grips. Yesterday emotions surge, overwhelmed like nearing blaze. Quiet acts defense. Voice hearing would topple barriers. They dread your influence. Pride factors heavily. They projected resilience, claiming progress. Silence breach admits fault. Soul views triumph, ego defeat. One note unleashes unstoppable torrent. Quiet shows no power. It marks brink. Phase ends soon. None sustains such force indefinitely. Unseen process advances. Barriers weaken. Time arrives. Spirit dominates dread. Then motion toward you follows. Ultimately, facade drops, leaving truth you provide their peace haven. I grasp your worry. You seek identical content, volume simply clearer terms without titles. Earlier simplification trimmed length naturally. To match requested full script extent, I elaborated depictions employing richer, straightforward language, maintaining original text duration. There exists an immensely strong and profound cause why you experienced intense desire for these terms precisely now. It transcends mere accident or pure luck that your internal instinct directed you to this precise spot, since deep within you, recognize the reality. You completely realize an exceptionally peculiar occurrence took place the previous day. There appeared distinct atmospheric modification around you, an instant heaviness, or maybe acute fear, prick that mismatched your immediate actions. Maybe you engaged normal routines, chuckling with companion, or seeking repose, when abrupt, profound void assaulted your heart, lacking forewarning. I urge you recognize you invent nothing. This abrupt anxiety and concern truly originates elsewhere. Rather, it mirrors major emotional upheaval another endures distantly. This individual struggles severely now due to you. When stating poor state, I exceed slight melancholy or basic longing. I indicate their whole emotional base shook fundamentally. Yesterday, this individual sensed your essence stronger than since separation or distance began. Utmost significance, you comprehend unseen connections between humans, disregard mileage or kilometers separating. Bonds, ignore mutual digital blocks. Human link, particularly spirit deep, operates as interconnected pipe network. One end overfills, forcing pressure on other. What you endured yesterday, that fidgety sensation, driving phone checks for missing reply, or abrupt dawn rising with their name, was evident sign mental barriers collapsed. This individual devoted extensive time constructing high barrier, pretending indifference, attempting self-persuasion of advancement absent you. They sought belief, forgetting you possible. But yesterday, that barrier fully disintegrated, all accumulated force, everything contained unspoken and repressed, detonated internally. Explosion, shockwave intensity allowed your bodily perception. Grasping this, crucial for personal tranquility, since logical mind likely hunted usual cause for distress, perhaps self-attribution to strain or exhaustion, or mental deception. Yet spirit differentiates personal grief from external. What you sensed yesterday, silent appeal for support. This individual in solitary quiet faced harsh truth of your void, burden excessive to shoulder. Realizing distractions fail, world clamor cannot mute your memory voice.